sub 20s. How do you kind of reflect back on what you've done this year?
Just make sure to not do what I did this year and get injured. Let's keep it simple. But yeah, just like I said, just learning from my mistakes this year and then going into next year stronger. Just going back to what works. And my first Olympic year, I did pretty well, no injuries. So less is more, honestly. So I'm just gonna go back to what we usually do and we'll be good next year.
You're back at 100%?
Yeah, I'm back at 100%. Now it's just just gearing up for next year and making sure that I peak at the right time and no injuries at the wrong time. So next year's a very important year, and this year was just an off year for me. I only want one of those in my career, so next year I'm going to make sure that nothing sets me back and get the gold next year. Because the past 2 years I've dealt with injury, so I really haven't been able to maintain what I did in the first year. So next year I'll be back stronger.
When you see times like Noah's throwing down with 19 threes and of course area 19 fours and all these other guys, how do you kind of assess going into the Olympic year? Is the goal to run fast, or is the goal to just get on that podium, get to the gold medal?
I mean, every time I step on the track, I want to hit fast times, but I mean, the main thing is just, hey, running fast at the right time to get that medal. Arian and Noah have been running pretty hot times, which is good for them, but I know I can do it too. It's just stars haven't aligned yet. Like I said, I've been injured the past 2 years. Not saying it's an excuse, but it's just the peaking cycle becomes a little bit difficult when you have dealing with an injury in the middle of the season. So, next year I'll be with them. I know I have what it takes to hit those times. It's just so far the stars haven't aligned for that to happen, but next year's definitely gonna happen.
And then I'm just curious, I know 1-2 has kind of been your forte over the past couple years. Is there ever a time you may dip like, no, let me try my hand at the 400 again?
Oh yeah, I've been telling my coach that I want to be doing the 400. I mean, I was doing that my whole life, so once I became a pro, I kind of stopped doing it. So for me, it's kind of weird. I think there's been like 3 or 4 years of not doing it competitively, but hopefully next year or the year after, I'll dip back into that, because I'm not afraid of pain. Honestly, I want to run 43 in my floor. It's just a personal goal of mine, and I know I can do it. It's just I got to train for it, and then essentially I do more fours. They're going to help me with my two.
When you see the times this year and not a lot of sub 44 second 400 meter times, does that give you a little bit of extra incentive to maybe go back that direction?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's honestly the 400 is right open. There's no definitive favorite. Everybody has an off year, and I already know once I dip in that and actually train for it, I'll be there with them. I feel I can medal in it. I think you guys been seeing me talk about me not getting in the 4x1. If I dip in the 400, I can get in the 4x4, because at the end of the day, you're just trying to stack up medals and get the most accomplishments in your career. All the greats, a lot of them have the relays, and so far I haven't been able to get any of them when I should, have a chance. But we'll see what happens when I start doing that.
Let me just get a hypothetical from you. Not training for the 4, you've been doing 2s, but right now, 19.7, you're coming off of. Let's say you ran a 4 right now. What do you think you could run?
19.5, 19.4. I mean, honestly, like what I was doing in college, it made my 200s feel so much easier, because you got that 400 strength in the background, and I just need to get a few in me because I still have it in my DNA, But yeah, I feel like if I start dipping in the 4s, then yeah, those times are going to come easier. I mean, I know I can run it without doing it, but it's more like, hey, can you do it? Does it come to you easy or hard? I'm not trying to run out of my body to run those times. I want to run want to run them when I'm feeling comfortable. So honestly, I feel like if I dip in the 4s, I'll help out a lot.
Well, a 400. Let's say you ran a 400 right now. What time do you think you could run?
44 something.
44 something. Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, last year, when I was coming back from my toe injury, I ran 45.2, and my race plan was dumb. Like I haven't ran the 4 in forever, so I was talking to coach about my race plan. Like, yeah, I got it. But once the gun went off, I got too excited. I was burning the first half of the 4, and then I died the second half. But I ran 45.2, 45.3, and that was not even training for it. So if I actually train for it, I already know I can hit 44s easy. For me, it's just, if I want to hit 43, then I'm going to have to work my ass off for it.
Outside of the injury, if you could change one other thing about this season, what do you think that would be?
I mean, like I said, less is more. Just not trying to run fast, just let everything kind of come to me when I go into practice, not trying to be, like a practice hero or whatnot. Just kind of just running the reps, listening to more of what coach is saying, not trying to run out of my body, and just let everything come to me, because when I just be me, then everything comes together. If I'm trying to hit fast times early in the season, then usually it won't come.
So just more of a focus on staying healthy and being
More
consistent.
focused, staying healthy, and being patient. I would say that's a word, patience.
All right, congrats today.
All right, thank you.